Viewers, welcome to the academia. Today I will discuss one of the most important topic in respiratory system, that is lung volumes and capacities. So these can be divided into two major headings, like static lung volume and capacities and dynamic lung volumes and capacities. Okay, so static and dynamic. So generally we can say one is static lung volume and capacities and one is dynamic lung volume and capacities. So static means what? So as the time factor is not involved, so they are expressed in ml or L. Okay, and dynamic means time dependent. So therefore they are expressed in ml per minute, L per minute. So keep this in mind. So two type of headings can be possible, static and dynamic. Now moving to the static lung volumes first. So moving to first the static lung volumes. So the most common is first of all tidal volume. What is TV? It is the volume of air breathed in or out of lungs during the quiet respiration, and normally the value is 500 ml. So this tidal volume can be increased or can be decreased. So there decreases due to less contraction of respiratory muscles. As we have already discussed about the role of muscles in inspiration as well as in expiration, muscles are very important. So less contraction of respiratory muscles, then weakness or depression of the respiratory center in the brain. So these causes the decrease in the tidal volume. And if you exercise more, then tidal volume increases. Okay, so this may decrease due to less contraction of respiratory muscle. So this value decreases due to less contraction of respiratory okay, and it increase in muscular exercise, right? The next static volume is inspiratory reserve volume, which is known as, short form is IRV. So this is the maximum volume of air which can be inspired after completing a normal tidal inspiration. So after completion of the normal tidal inspiration, the maximum volume of air which present, it is called inspiratory reserve volume, and the value normally is 2000 to 3200 ml. Here in the diagram, the different lung volumes and capacities are shown. So like tidal volume, inspiratory reserve volume, expiratory reserve volume, residual volume, closing volume. So one by one I will show you that what are these with their normal values. Okay, so this diagram is very important regarding this point of view. So next is the expiratory reserve volume. The short form is ERV. So it is the maximal volume of air which can be expired after a normal tidal expiration or that is expired from the end expiratory position. So this is the normal value is 750 to 1000 ml. Moving to another 2. So the residual volume, which is RV, it is the volume of air which remains in lungs. So the volume of air which remains in lungs after a maximal expiration. When you forcefully expire the air, still the air which remains in the lungs are called residual volume. The normal value is 1200 ml, and the closing volume CV, it is the lung volume above residual volume, at which airways in the lower dependent parts of the lungs begin to close off because of the lesser transmural pressure in these areas. So CV is after the residual volume, still the air which is present in the airways are called the closing volume. Okay, so these are about the static lung volumes, which we have seen the 5 of them, that is tidal volume, inspiratory reserve volume, expiratory reserve volume, residual volume and closing volume. Okay, hope you people can understand this. If you have any query and question, you can ask about the volumes, and so stay with our channel. Wait for the next video. Till then, good night.